Another real personality on the middle stand here, all the way from Wanganui, Aotearoa, Paparangi, Lucas Broughton. Yay!
And on table number 2, from down in the deep south, from a little place called Ohai, Sunny Te Whare, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way Sunny wave like the Queen. And on stand number 1, ladies and gentlemen, local girl, Sheila Kraitiana.
Good luck, competitors. You've worked hard. Now enjoy it and go hard. Up to you, Tom.
Okay, we have 4 long wool fleeces. These young wool handlers will be handling Sheila. She looks focused, and they are going to need to be focused. We have the green lights off. We can have the shearers to the board. We'd like to thank our shearers. They've been here for the last 3 days, shearing for these wool handlers. They're not there for themselves. It's all about the wool handlers. And that's how it should be in the sheds every day, isn't that right, Mavis?
It sure is. These are our future.
Okay, timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, Mavis, well, we've introduced these young wool handlers. So we'll just talk a little bit about what's going to happen as these wool handlers move along with the shearer when he shears the sheep. So first off, we have the belly coming off. Now on the belly, there's 2 lines of wool. You have the frib wool, and then you have the main wool on the belly. And then, so they'll frib the belly, the frib will go in one basket, the belly will go into another. The shearers move between the legs around the crutch and then into the undermine. And so we have sock wool, we have short wool. There might be a little bit of pizzle, there may be some dags. So all those different things that I've just said, they all have a basket as well.
So Toma, can we just explain as well, when we talk about frib wool, you're probably only going to get 50 cents a kg for that grade of wool, whereas the belly is probably worth up to, at the moment, $1.50, maybe a little bit more. If you left that frib wool in, you actually downgrade that whole piece of wool to the lowest cost or the lowest price. So this is about how we add value, and as Toma's explaining, all of those different lines, they each have a different value, but they're all less value than that beautiful fleece wool we see coming off at the moment. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Mavis. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, what these wool handlers will be doing is they'll be sort of setting up the fleece. You want to set it up nice and flat, then pull it into you bit by bit. Then you grab both the back legs of the wool, lift it over the front legs, squeeze it up and turn and throw. And wow, look at these. This is the junior class, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that these young ones have been mentored. Lovely throw down there as well. Okay, so now that the fleece is on the table, these wool handlers will be moving along the sides of the fleece, and that will be around where the legs are. Where the sheep has been lying on the ground, the wool will be discoloured. So that goes into another one of these baskets. And then right at the top, closest to the crowd, you will have the wool from around the head and the neck. That goes into another basket as well.
But so they're back to the belly now, Toma. They've done that part of the fleece wool. Now they're back to the belly. They have to stay with the shearer. They're working in unison with the shearer, removing all those faults as they come off. That's the best way to do it, isn't it?
It certainly is. You cannot remove the fault if you are not there. So these wool handlers, you know, they're only young. This is the junior class, but they would have learned. You cannot just watch what you're doing in front of you. You need to have eyes in the back of your head. And so that's what these wool handlers are doing. They'll be looking at the fleece, looking at the shearer, making sure that they're not getting left behind. A young Sheila down here, she's already rolling up, Mavis. Wow, she's been well mentored by somebody, this young lady.
Yes, she's obviously got a plan. She's had the benefit of a great fleece, probably not too much in it other than the skirtings. All of that makes life easier. It's once you get a bit of a bombshell chucked at you with some of the discoloration or some oddment that's not normal. Can I also just remind the competitors, this was a message from the referee, disregard any rattle. You can disregard any rattle that might be there. Here we go. How's that for some throws? You can tell this is probably, I'm going to say, not the open grade. This is a junior grade, and there are some mistakes or some, what you probably would call parts of that throw that they're very unhappy with. Those overhangs, those fold-overs are going to cost them dearly in the end. But I guess the big thing is, don't panic and carry on.
Yes, I can hear someone in the crowd behind me just saying nicely, nicely. And you see the young wool-handler, you just compose yourself. And that's what it's about, not panicking. Because what happens is when you panic, you make a lot of mistakes. And especially when you're skirting the fleece, you do not want to take any good wool with your pieces, because then you are adding value to the pieces, but you're not going to get paid any more for it. So keep the pieces in the pieces bin and the main fleece into the main bin. But here we go. Young Charlotte looks around at her shearer. Oh yes, she's quite happy. She keeps moving. We got Sunny Te Whare from Ohai here, table number 2. She's got a few mentors here as well. They got the phone out, probably live on Facebook or something. And working away, she looks like she's happy. She's starting to roll up. These shearers are starting to put a little bit of pressure on these young wool handlers. And that's what we want to see. We want to see pressure, because when you work under pressure, you do what comes naturally in the wool sheds.
And there's a bit of pressure that's showing out now. Look at how some of these tables are well ready and some aren't. What a beautiful throw from Crone. Lovely throw up for Sheila as well. Bits of overhang in the middle, but nothing too serious. They're not panicking about it, and neither should we be. Just quietly going about their work. Let's remind ourselves that each of these finalists have a whole group of mentors that sit around them and beside them. People who are whispering to them as they go. People in the sheds who are always giving them advice, sometimes even growling them to get their act together, to think differently.
I've never seen a wool handler growl, Mavis. I don't know what you're talking about.
These are the juniors, remember. They've got some of those open and seniors who's sitting right beside them in those wool sheds. What do those fleeces look like for you, Koro, down there?
Well, Mavis, thank you very much for bringing us into the competition. It's a challenge. You talked about the way they put the fleeces on the table. They're not quite up to the grade of the open class, but they're very, very close. So they're only a tad away. And rural woman, you're only half of the competitors here, so we might have to just expand that rural woman and a little bit of men as a sponsor. But the two girls over there, we've got Sheila rolling that fleece up now. We're going to put a little bit of pressure on now. Lucas Broughton from the Whanganui. They've forgotten about the H in the Whanganui, Mavis. Matoda, their boy. Chrome Ellis is getting ready to throw the last fleece. Is this the last fleece, or is there one more in there? All right, Timmer Mullins, let's make these wool handlers work. Sheila is on the table there. Oh, Lucas has thrown that beautifully. Chrome Ellis is good as well, but this girl, Sunny Te Whare. Come on, my girl. Sheila's on it. Make a bit of noise, you fellas, and get in behind it, because Lucas Broughton is getting away with it, Mavis.
No one's getting away with anything. You can see the pressure on now. Look at their faces. That's total concentration. Don't interrupt. They can't hear a word anyone's saying. They're full on into their own zone now.
Roll-up time is coming away for this man, Lucas Broughton. I'll say, it's Sunny. Sunny Te Whare is starting to roll the fleece up to her. She's looking back at it. Here she goes. Oh, Lucas Broughton is, but this young lady, she's in a bit 6s and 7s on table 1.
Young Sheila here, table number 1, roll-up time. Look at that roll. Nice, tight, compact. That is a beautiful roll from this young lady here on table number 1. All right, let's bang the table, broom in hand. I think these wool handlers have 1 minute and 20, so they need to move along. Now it comes down to the systems they have in place, the plan, the training that they do in the wool sheds, Mavis. You can't just get up here and pull it out of thin air.
No way you can't. And it's even thinking about it, planning. Young Crone down here, he did something really cool. He double stacked some of these bins and then moved them to the side. Free rein to clean up. Well done. Oh, there we go. Hands up.
Time for Sunny. And we got Chyla down here, finishing touches for her. She'll have a little wee look around. Look at that, great quality. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen, the Junior Woolhandling Final, Rural Woman New Zealand with their sponsors.
Fantastic, fantastic, you junior wool handlers. Why don't we invite Fiona Gower up here? So Fiona is the chair of Rural New Zealand. How are you, Fiona?
Good, thank you, Mavis. It's great to be here again, and a wonderful display we've seen of quality wool handling, and certainly looking at that, the future of our wool in New Zealand is in great hands.
Absolutely, and yes, of course, make it worthwhile. Give it a big clap. Come on, Women New Zealand deserve it. Okay, Koro's just reminding us that there were 2 men in there. We love that too, don't we, Fiona?
Absolutely we do. It's like watching the women in the shearing today and seeing what a great effort they're doing, because shearing and the wool industry is one of the only equitable industries that I know of where the women are on equal pay and equal pegging with the guys. So great to see an industry leading the way.
Thank you, that's a great point.
Okay, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Te Puni Kōkiri Senior Wool Handling Final. If we could get our finalists up there to sort out their bins. On table number 1, Jeremy Goodyear. 2, Tyler Heda. 3, Ngaira Puha. And on table 4, Nova Kumiro Ellis. So if we can have